Welcome. It's Wednesday, wonderful Wednesday, and we want to welcome you to the morning show. Well, I guess I do. So we had a little situation that Mom had to go take care of, so she's on her way back soon. But until she gets back, my name's Jason. My wife Brittany will be with us soon, and this is the morning show where we get our day started, getting things rocking, rolling, talking about things that matter. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. I got TikTok on my left here, rocking and rolling. We're just all over the place. See who's out there. See who's interested. Right? I see here we got on comments, which, by the way, I want to encourage you. If you want to interact with the show, leave comments. All right? We read comments all the time. Relevant comments, okay? Please do not, add a bunch of craziness to the deal, okay? Yeah, like they're right there. Hello, what's up? I don't know what that says. Go Dawn, I think. But yeah, just shout out to us. This is an interactive show. And I see here on Facebook, we got TJ in the house. Good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well, making things happen. We say that today is Wonderful Wednesday. I don't know if that's like the official term, but that's just like what we're rocking with. Basically wanting to put a little positive vibe on the day. Hopefully get you in a better mood. I don't know if you started out the day right or not, but by the end of this show, I want you to know. I'm trying to rhyme. I do sometimes. No, seriously, I want you to have a good day, for real. Like, I want you to have great energy, positivity, and, man, just be able to rock and roll with your day. Kiana, what's up? We got you in the house. Good to see you. If you just popped onto the show, Brittany's on her way. But we got both girls awake and active this morning. They're having a blast. Not. You know how that goes sometimes. So she'll be back here in just a minute. We'll get the show started. To recap a little bit, we have been talking a lot about habits. I don't know. Do you, this could be bad, but do you have like habits that are bad right now that you're like, man, I wish I could stop? Like, I'll go first, okay? Some of y'all have seen this on the show, okay? I have a terrible habit of fidgeting. So for instance, when I'm listening, I will do I just drum beat. Yeah. Hi, welcome to the show, Mom, Wonder Woman.
Are you drumming for people?
I told them, yeah, that's how bad this show gets. If you're not here, I resort to air drumming. No, I was telling like that's a bad, it's a bad habit I have. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. It's a bad habit. And I said, if you've watched the show and you've caught me a few times, and Brittany will go.
Well, he does it right at the mic. I'm sure it's.
Yeah, I might as well be going.
Quite loud.
Right. I can't help it. I can't help it. Positive affirmation. But I'm just simply saying, I do that. Like, anybody else have like some bad habits that you could share? While you're thinking about that, Brittany,
Nail biting.
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are our kids okay?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened?
Peppa Pig wasn't on.
Oh, God forbid. I thought we were boycotting Peppa Pig.
Nah.
Oh, yeah. Just
just-
make me look like an idiot to
No, I
them.
just boycott those episodes.
But I've got this, okay? It's proof. Proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
Best dad ever.
No, for real. They were fighting over
Over Peppa Pig?
what to play with, so I gave them some entertainment.
Oh, my God. Our kids have a bad habit of not sharing.
Here comes the Owens.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And Mark's not even here to call you out.
I know, right?
Come on, Mark. Call her out wherever you are.
But
Sister
yeah,
Violet's here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Beautiful lady. Because she said, we're beautiful people.
beautiful people.
Beautiful people. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else, nail biting, you said?
Yeah.
Just calling out all of my bad habits.
Well, I share that one with you if I get super, super nervous. It's like I don't know. It's subconscious, almost.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even thinking.
Like, does anybody have some helpful hints? Why do we do the things that we do? Why are you the way that you are?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard 'em called-
ADHD has a lot to do with not everything, but
Do I have ADHD?
I don't know. Maybe, probably. I think everybody does. But yeah, nail biting, things like that. It's like your brain can't, in order to focus on the one thing.
I've
it
heard
has
them
to be
called
together.
nervous habits.
There are very nervous habits. I had a really horrible nervous habit as a teenager. I puked. That was my nervous habit.
Oh, my God.
When I'm nervous, I bite my finger.
Oh, we have a comment?
Nicholas is doing it, and Ashley is encouraging us both to stop.
TJ, yeah. TJ said that when I'm
Bites his
nervous,
finger.
he bites his finger. Not your fingernail, but your finger.
What is that?
It's painful. But Ashley is saying cut it out.
Yeah.
Cut it out, guys.
Resorting to biting yourself. It's because you're a snack.
I'm a little snack. I'm trying to think what else. That's really my biggies, I think, is I can't, I don't know.
Apparently yawning is fine.
Well,
I've had a habit since I was a kid of touching the top of my lip to my nose.
Adley does that. She'll do that. She'll just
Since
be
I was a
walking
kid.
around.
Yeah. There's
like-
pictures of me as a toddler doing it, and I've done it all my adult life. It's like a nervous thing.
Back to the puking thing, though.
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
let's talk about this. Do you have that problem anymore, or
No, not to that extent. However, I'm very sensitive. I'm very sensitive. That just made me really sick in my stomach. I'm kidding. I'm sensitive to things. So, if I'm going to get a sickness where the side effect of it inevitably is puking, one of the symptoms could be, I will probably get that symptom. If I lose a lot of sleep, I get really sick and I can throw up. Certain foods I'm very sensitive to make me very sick. So, like that. Nerves don't affect me so bad, but when I was a teenager, that was really, really rough. Is the nerves would make me sick.
yeah?
I don't get that as much. I get nervous. I get headaches due to nerves as an adult. But, yeah, other than that.
Other than that, she is absolutely bad habit free. She's fantastic.
Oh, no, I'm not bad habit free. I have a horrible sweet tooth, and I would consider that a bad habit. Because I want something sweet when I'm stressed.
You know that.
That's a bad habit.
Stressed spelled backwards is dessert.
Yes. My brain knows that.
Because you're dyslexic.
Yeah. I read everything backwards. That's why my weight problem is what it is.
Oh my God,
This
that's
whole
hilarious.
time I thought that's why I was eating so much. I thought it was dessert.
It was dessert. No, I'm stressed. My bad. Martinez is in the house. What's up?
He flashed.
Pardon?
What's up, sir?
Did you see?
I thought, Chuck, did you flash?
Did you flash? Man, we're good, Martinez. Glad you're here with us.
Thank you. Good to be here. Fine show.
Fine. I don't know why that got me tickled. Fine. Very, very
I
fine
have
show.
a question for today.
Okay.
What's the difference between a habit and a routine?
Mm-hmm. Anybody got an opinion out there?
Hi, Danielle.
The question is, what's the difference between a habit and a routine? Do you have an opinion?
No. I mean, not yet.
Do you want to hear my
I
opinion?
usually feed off of yours.
Yeah. My opinion is a habit is something that has formed without intention, whereas a routine is an intention to set proper habits. So in other words, we all have habits, right? Like we all like I think the example I heard one day
I kind of
is
with TJ on that one. Yeah.
What's that?
A habit to me is more singular, and routine is more plural.
okay.
Routine is a string of connected habits.
Okay, I could go with that.
But it doesn't contradict yours.
Oh no, I agree.
If anything, it complements it.
I think like so for instance, like if I told you I want you to grasp your hands, like in other words, interlock your fingers together. Like do it right now. Right? That's just how you naturally do it, right?
Well, no. If you would have said grasp, I wouldn't like
Well,
that. But
you know what I'm saying. Like, I guess I had to give you my bad. Okay, but now instead of having this sequence where this is on top, switch it. Does that make sense? Like, in other words,
Okay.
doesn't that feel weird?
Yeah.
It's not natural.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know, because
Yeah.
you just don't like if
I just have
if
a
somebody
picture.
says do that, you just like, yep, that's what I do.
I have a picture
Versus
of
that
everyone
is like,
watching us, just
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at their screens doing
here,
this.
let's do it together.
It's weird.
But my point is, there are things that you just naturally are going to do because that's just how you do them. Like it's just the same thing. It's how you are versus a routine. And let me say this: I think you have routines, and to that point, that's why we have the show, right? It's the string of them. But the way I look at it is, I have those natural routines, but I have routines that I want to build. Like I like building routines. I like looking at my routines. I'll tell you this. I like finding out, does this routine serve me? Okay? Does it serve me? Because there are things that I would do routinely to build the habit of doing it. Mm-hmm. And I would do it for a while, and I'd do it for a while, and I'd do it for a while, and honestly, it became the thing. But then I kind of looked over time, and I started asking myself, do I even like doing this anymore?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it isn't like I tried 3 times and now I'm talking about months and months of doing something and then just kicking back and saying, I don't even know if I like doing that anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes a habit or a routine for a routine's sake.
No, you do a routine and
You know what I'm
expect
saying?
results.
Yeah. Like at some point, when do you say, that doesn't serve me. Like that's the only way I really know to put it into words is this isn't serving me with what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then I'll try something different. You know,
Yeah.
I'll try to do something. Have you ever done that? Have you ever been like, hey, I'm going to do this, and then for all you're like, I don't like
sometimes
that.
I think the routine in and of itself is helpful, but the formula in which you're using is not gaining you results, and therefore you tend to quit the routine when you really should have kept the routine, just changed the formula.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Well, in the most like okay, so I had a extensive nightly and morning face routine where I washed my face. I had like 4 or 5 different creams on top of the face wash that I did, and I did it for like I had a timer that I did that for months and months and months and months and months. And it never cleared up my face, ever. Like, and that was so frustrating because I'm like, I have all these breakouts, and there were certain things that it did that, you know, it kind of brought the moisture back in my face a little bit here and there, but I didn't get a lot of good results. Mm-hmm. So eventually I just fell off of the routine of it altogether when really I should have changed the formula. If it's not working, it's not because the routine in of itself is bad. I need a nightly and morning face routine, but what I'm using as my face wash is not working. So I need to change that. Or if the diet program, right, or the workout program that you're doing, you just, it's like you're doing it, but you're not feeling energized from it. You're not getting results from it properly. Then you need to dissect the formula, not the routine, right? Like you need to keep the routine of working out, keep the routine of of what you eat and when you eat it, or however it is you work, right, that way. But just kind of focus on the formula of it before you just drop the routine.
Okay. I think that's good. Daniel says, I wish I could get into a routine of doing laundry.
Well, I wish I could get into a routine of folding laundry. I have the worst time folding laundry. I think if you...
TJ says, I think if you go from routine to rut, if not careful.
Yeah.
Thank you, because I think that's how I feel sometimes. Like it's one of those.
Stopped at any time. Meanwhile, others are hard to get rid. Yeah, that's very.
What'd Sister Violet say?
Yeah, habit and routine.
One could be. One could be stopped. Okay, that's interesting. One you could stop anytime. The other one, now that's interesting. Because for instance, I could easily stop the routine that I've built, but.
Yeah, but if if a routine is a string of habits, it's less likely to.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop fidgeting. It worked.
We'll see. Yeah, Jason, I liked your definition. I always was taught something for 21 days. It will make a habit. I was always taught to do something for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you say something, Martinez? Oh, okay. Sorry. Because what?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
To that point, I didn't know if you were gonna.
Yeah. Like so. Well, that being said, yeah. Like for me, I am okay. When I'm trying, like, first of all, this is just me. I'd like y'all's feedback. Okay. I do believe that habits are crucial to who you are and who you're becoming, if that makes sense. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you are the result of your habits. Okay. You're the result. And because as you go out to do better, or as you go out to change, to Brittany's point, motivation will only last so long, right?
It's never there when you need it.
It's never there when you need it. It's, at some point you're going to fall off, quote, the wagon. But if you can get really clear and subtle in building habits through the routines, because that's the other thing. I think routines, it's like those guidelines to say, this is what I will do until I just automatically start doing it.
Yeah.
But I have to start with the question, why do I even want to do this?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have ever just thought to do that, or like I will.
No, absolutely, because more often than not, your patterns, the reason why you keep them going like that is your mindset. So if you haven't decided in your mind why.
Exactly. Yeah. And it goes back to even yesterday, the whole shame game thing. Like, are you doing this to resolve somebody's shame towards you, or are you trying to do something to resolve some shame for yourself, right? Like so for instance, if things aren't going well in an area of your life and you're ready to change that, well then that's why I'm trying to change this thing. I'm trying to, my spending is crazy, or my eating's out of control, or the way I talk to people is out of line. And so I'm going to have to reel in some of this stuff, confine it to some routines to help overcome that. Mm-hmm. But to Mark's point, it takes time. Mm-hmm. And you have to have a commitment to do that. You have to, make a decision that I'm going to do this over a period of time until I start seeing a result, right? Mm-hmm. So that could be, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, maybe this is just spitballing. Maybe our problem when we fall off the bandwagon or we can't keep up, maybe a way to strengthen your consistency and routine is to start with the habit. Start with one habit at a time.
Okay.
So if a routine is a string of habits, right, and I want to eat better, do better, start with making it a habit of drinking a gallon of water a day.
Okay.
Like, just get in a habit of that. Do that for a month, right? Or 3 weeks. Do that. And then at that point, when you assess how you feel, you need to assess, can I add another habit onto that?
Yeah.
And then say, okay, well then I'm going to add this, and I'm going to say, no, I'm going to stop eating. I'm not going to eat anything after 7 o'clock or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so you add these little habits, and before long you've established a routine. And yes, it's taken longer to establish that routine, but maybe if you do it one habit at a time, you're less likely to stop said routine.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Am I on it or not?
You are. So I want to, this is going to be Jason thinking out loud day. So I need your all's help. I need your all's feedback. I need you. Okay. So to that point, start with one. Okay. Start with one. And I get so good at that one that, like you said, it's just, it's a foundation that you stack on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that being said, which habit you choose first needs to be a quantum habit. I forgot what Charles Duhigg called it, something else. But the point is, if you do this one thing, everything else lines up. It's literally the first domino. Because in conjunction to that, by having that first one handled and being automatic, it naturally leads into the next natural thing that you need to do. Okay?
Example.
So, for instance, you want to start exercising before work. Okay? Some people will say, all right, I'm going to build I'm going to go out and I'm going to, go to the gym, whatever, right? But the problem is you've not done that. You've just been getting up, getting ready, going to work. The cornerstone habit could be either getting up at a certain time to just be up, like get up and don't even worry about the exercise part. Just be awake. Get used to being awake at that time. Or it might be I go to bed at this time. Because one of those two things will affect everything else. Think about it. How could you go work out early if you couldn't wake up early enough to go work out? Or how could you get up at that time if you see what I'm saying? Like, find that part to drop anchor and say, until I get excellent at this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Right? And I might not be able to do the whole thing all at once. To your point with the gallon, it might start with a bottle of water a day.
Yeah.
Like, you might be so not used to drinking water that just saying, hey, I want to do 1 bottle a day. And then I'm going to do that for a week, right?
How long do you think I've been doing a gallon?
Oh, I don't know. It's been months. I would guarantee, because you had gotten to this point, you'd gotten so good at drinking a gallon, you need a new tactic to continue on, which is a bottle. Like, this bottle is not serving me. It's, blah, blah, blah. Let's get a new one. Because I need that habit.
Although some people start with the new stuff.
Well, and that's the deal.
Yeah.
If you've got stuff that you're not using, it's because you've not developed the need for it yet.
I will say one of the greatest lessons I've just kind of learned over time is to not be so quick. Are you okay? You need a habit of how to drink coffee.
My lips completely missed the cup. It's just like I was pouring coffee into my...
That's a camera, bro.
I don't understand. How did that...
But yeah. Jim Carrey movie.
Oh my God.
One of the greatest
Wow.
things I've just kind of learned is to just start something without all you need and create the demand for all that you need. You know what I mean? And so yeah, just start drinking. If you have a glass, start drinking water. Once you're drinking enough where you're tired of counting the ounces, then maybe get a bottle. I mean, you don't have to do it that way, but
That's literally
just
what I
how-
did. I got tired of bottles.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not telling you something that didn't. I will tell you this. During COVID,
Yeah.
okay, before I got like real crazy into some of the fitness, I literally started this is how Jason got back into trying to get into shape.
Mm-hmm.
Every morning, I did as many push-ups as I could in one set and as many sit-ups as I could in one set, and I was done.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, well, let's do 2 sets after a week or 2. And then I said, okay, well, you see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm just simply saying the principle that I'm talking about, I really feel like it's true because I look back on my life and I'm like, oh, that did work.
You know, in a
did
way,
work.
it almost Eli carries a gallon jug to school every day.
And
Yeah.
he probably needs 2 because
Yeah.
he is so athletic.
Well, you know, to that point, this is just a side note, but like to that point, I've had a couple of doctor's visits here recently, and I've had some stuff going on, nothing horrible, but they were trying to rule out a couple of things, and one of the issues that they were like, it could be maybe you have like a kidney stone. And
Kidney
I was like,
stone.
I was like, okay. You know, so we go through the list. Have you had these symptoms, this symptoms? Have you had irregular this, irregular that? And I said, well, no, I drink a gallon of water a day. Oh my God, that's amazing. Okay, let's just rule that out. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like,
Interesting.
It's one of those, I felt so good about that paying off in my health. You know what I'm saying?
I drink a gallon every day.
But it was one of those feelings though of, hey, I've been investing in my health and I just got a return. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like a little return in my investment. And I thought that was, that made me feel good. You know, hey, I'm doing this for the right reasons. And I just got that investment.
Yeah.
Did I get it in my pant size? No, I got it at the doctor's office. You know, sometimes your investment comes when you're like, I got to go buy new clothes because my pants are too big, you know, or and that's a great feeling too. So yeah, that was a fun thing, but it started with just kind of making up in my mind. I kind of wanted to add this one habit. I didn't get all consumed in, I need to drink more water and I need to eat better and I need to work out more and I need to this and that and I need to no, I just started with one thing. And I focused on that one thing. And I didn't get so consumed with where I want to be that I was overwhelmed with where I was at. And I think that to that point, just to bring it back to a biblical standpoint, in that way, don't despise the small things. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes the small things, those little small habits, are actually foundation building habits.
Right.
That if you can get those, the keystone habit, right? If you can get those kind of in place, you can build up. And you're like, man, you know, I had people. I was hardcore paleo, and people were like, "What are you doing to lose weight?" And I was like, "I do this and that. I did 2 sets of Whole30s." It was overwhelming to them. Like, oh no, I'm looking for the easy way. And I'm like, well, actually, I didn't just do this overnight. This has been one small habit at a time, and so it was the small things that got me to the place to where I could actually have something that may appear overwhelming, but really it wasn't, because it was just one block at a time.
All right, so today's show is it's for me. Okay, this is fantastic because I am actually learning so much by talking this out with you all, and I'm loving this. Mark did say, then I bring another gallon to him for baseball. So he's hydrated up. He's got to be, man.
Well, and if you'll note, the seasons affect that, because
losing so much.
Yeah, I was having a little hard time getting through a gallon in the cold season.
Not so much now.
Oh my God, I have no issues if I'm working outside getting through a gallon.
Okay.
None.
All right, this is going to be a little bit of a rant, but it's a thought pattern.
Okay.
All right, y'all just follow with me. Help me just think through this. Okay. So you're focused on the one thing to get the one thing done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Have you ever seen a habit tracker? Do you know what a habit tracker is?
No.
Super simple. There's nothing to it. It's literally like I could create a habit tracker for you right now, and it would say, like the top, like if you, on the top of your page, drink water for 30 days. Have 30 little boxes, maybe 3 rows of 10, right? And every day that you drank the water, put an X.
Yeah.
Every day you didn't, put a 0. Okay? Do that for 30 days. So every day you are following up on this tracker to see how consistent was I with this habit. Okay? The habit tracker is not indefinite. It's just to help you put into place a habit. And it's also to help you to focus on doing the thing. Okay? Does that make sense? You track with me so far? I'm trying to lay a foundation here. Okay? Because my understanding is that for you to create intention, it requires you to have attention. Does that make sense? I have to, in other words, what I pay attention to establishes the intention, or it helps amplify my intention. So I'm trying to get healthier, right? I'm trying to get healthier. One of the things that I can pay attention to is my water. So the water, me paying attention to the water, feeds the intention to get better. Does that make sense? We tracking so far, okay? I promise I'm going somewhere. Because that focus, that intention, puts your life in a place where you are focused, not balanced. Now, I'm saying all that because I got an opportunity yesterday to ask a multimillionaire their opinion about the grind. What?
I don't know why in my head, ask a multimillionaire for money.
Dude, no. No, I was just, yeah, but that's hilarious. Money. I asked him. I said, like, because he talks about, man, I don't do the grind.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of people out there doing the grind. He said, but you're not designed to be on, quote, the grind. I said, I asked him, I said, like, so did you, like, was that a part of your journey? Like, because sometimes you'll hear somebody tell you some advice, but it's not the advice that they were following when they made it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, is this something that, like, you did on your way up, or is this something you would promote now that you've kind of gotten on your way up? And he said, so that's, number one, great question. But here's the deal. The perspective about the grind is when you're doing something that's out of your nature, it's not in your creativity, right? Like I'm just trying to power through it, right? He said, that's not helpful. He said, however, there is a difference between being focused and being balanced, because you can't be both at the same time, and you're not supposed to be one or the other. There's seasons. Because anything that you want to do, you have to not only overcome inertia, but you also have to create the momentum to keep it going. And so to your point with the whole paleo thing, because the thing about, like, I just want to brag on her, because, like, when you did the paleo thing, like, I don't know if you've ever heard it. It's called Whole30. It's a challenge, right?
It's like
go 30 days.
It's like a gut reset.
Yeah, go 30 days, blah, blah. She did Whole60.
It's true.
Like, she just was like,
Well,
I'm already, but
once you're past the 30, it's like,
but
all right.
That's the point. You were focused in such a way that for a season, you had to overcome that. But the truth of the matter is, after that, it just became who you are. You overcame and that's why, to you, you're like, well, this is just how I eat.
To that, I literally
Other people,
thought
okay, go ahead,
switched
please.
from goal-oriented like I got to get to this goal, I got to get to this day. It stopped becoming a goal-oriented thing, and it started becoming a lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lifestyle is, again, that's you living out of your essence. I am the person that's just like, it's not even a question of like, man, what should I eat? Oh man, I tell you what I'm craving. I tell you what I could go for right now. And then when you spit out your answer out of who you are, it's contradictory to other people, potentially.
Yeah.
So I'm saying all that to say,
One time you told me, you said, Brittany, I think you could go over to that tree and pick something off of it and be like, oh, it's such a great dessert.
I did. Some of the snacks that you had, oh my gosh, my palate wasn't like ready for it. I was chewing on something that was like, it's supposed to be chocolate, but it's not. It's like totally whatever. And I was chewing on, I'm just like
cocoa, not chocolate.
Yeah, whatever it was.
It's different.
But you know what? A lot of the stuff that you designed in that deal, it carried. I still like some of the, because I think it was the base of it was like dates and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was like a brownie, but it's actually dates.
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff like that. But yeah, initially it was just like, this is tree bark. Like seriously, like you
go over and pick up something.
Yeah,
on that tree.
like who are you? But I'm saying all that to say this: the goal of habit building, in my opinion, where I'm trying to get to, and I guess I'm just having a aha. The principle of goal setting and habit building and all of this, it's not about being the person within that program, but it's about the person that you become because of that program. You're not always going to I will tell you this, if you're always having to be the person that's on this focus mode, man, it's because you're trying to change your being, your character, and that's hard. You're trying to you're wanting to. Let me say it this way. If you're not trying for a transformation, you are wasting your time. This cannot, that's why, in my opinion, I think that's why most crash diets or crash work, quick workout, the quick fix stuff never goes in your favor because it never attaches or attacks the true thing, and that is you've got to change yourself. You're actually in the process of becoming who you're supposed to be through developing into this new thing. Like in other words, you're not trying to drink a gallon of water.
Yeah.
You're a water drinker.
Yeah.
Now, don't miss what I'm saying here, because this show is not like, oh, well, yeah, they talk about drinking water and and exercising and do better with your money. No. I'm talking about the principles that make you who you want to become. Secretly, but maybe you've not voiced who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you this, that's not serving you. You say, well, I'm not really that kind. You are trying to be that person. You want to be that person. Why don't you just go ahead and do it?
Yeah. And just because you're not exactly living, I was a water drinker before I drank a gallon a day. I was a water drinker when I was working up to drinking a gallon.
You're designed to drink water.
Yeah. Well, or
Why
I
ain't
was,
you?
I was living out my healthy lifestyle. It wasn't until when I hit this weight, I can say I'm this person, right? I eat healthy when I hit this weight. No, I started eating healthy and I became that right off the bat. Yeah. But that's a revelation, though, that comes in time. But that did help me inevitably when I approached other things that required goal setting. And I will say this, to lose all that weight, to get pregnant, and then to watch all that weight go back up. That was really rough for me. And then I got it back down. And then I got pregnant. And I got it back up again. And so that was difficult for me mentally, but it was easier for me to get back in that mindset of health after I did it that first time, because I realized at that point I'm still the same person right now at this weight that I was at that weight. And the same principles I've kept up until that point, I can keep again. You know what I'm saying? And that helps you. That first time kind of helps you. It's easier to fall back. It's easier to get back in the habit, is my point, if you've already established that as a habit.
Your song is "Hello, Friend."
Yeah.
I remember you.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
you. Mm-hmm. And it's time for me to get reacquainted with you.
But yeah, and the other,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, I was. Finish your thought.
No, I was just gonna say yesterday, I had a thing that I had to do at the doctor, and I couldn't drink anything, and my doctor's appointment wasn't until 3:35, so I couldn't drink water. I had drank water that morning, like just about 16 ounces, just to take my medicine, and so I couldn't drink or eat anything until after 3. Dude, like, I haven't not drank anything till, and I used to come from a place that I would forget to drink water. So by the end of the day, I have had maybe 6 ounces of water. You know, like, it blew my mind how much my body was conditioned to live without water. I was living dehydrated and had no idea. I was having headaches that I didn't understand why they were, fatigue that I didn't know where it was coming from, dizzy spells that didn't make sense. And so I didn't even start drinking a gallon of water to get rid of those things. That was something I just thought I was going to have to live with. And then I was like, oh, I have high blood pressure. Maybe that's what it is. Boom. Well, then I started drinking this water, and I noticed, oh my God, my headaches. I'm not having headaches. I'm having more energy. I'm having, that kind of thing. So it just became awesome results, but I got used to drinking that much water. Mm-hmm. And I know it's hard when you do something like that. You feel like you live in the bathroom. But honestly, once you're conditioned to drinking that much, you're not living in the bathroom. Your body's absorbing a lot of that fluid, and you're not, all the time having to go to the restroom. Granted, you're going to use the restroom, a good amount of times because you need to. But so yesterday, just feeling that lack of water that day, it blew my mind how I was like, I don't even know how I lived this way for so long of not drinking. I mean, I was so parched. It was my body was like, my body kicked in with my habit and was like, hey, I'm thirsty. Mm-hmm. I'm thirsty, and it's like I could hear every water drip. I could, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, my goodness. What's the matter? You need something?
Little Joyce.
Little Joyce.
I love that, Brittany.
Yeah. But to Martinez, you had something.
I've always thought that, as it relates to water, that it's like one of God's first prescriptions for healing, and we could solve a whole lot just by getting a proper water intake. But I wanted to go back to Jason's point about him talking to his the millionaire and not being on the grind, and he not being on the grind, and the focus versus balance thing. And I thought to myself, as far as habits and stuff, I'm like, a lot of this could really be solved, if in fact we learned it early.
Yeah.
And, I think about the scripture, raise a child in the way that they should go. Mm-hmm. And when they grow old, they shall not depart. Yeah. I started thinking about how a child, it's hard for them to know what to focus on, what to know. Our parents have to bring it to us, the environment or whatever. But, and I'm not saying that people can't learn new habits or routines as they get older. And a lot of times, unfortunately, it's the result of, a doctor's diagnosis or some type of, foreclosure or something traumatic in their life, so to speak. But if, in fact, we got that embedded into us early, because a lot of the difference between goal setting and lifestyle, making something a lifestyle is a mindset. And that mindset is so easily cultivated in your youth, mm-hmm. Or as a child. And then also and again, I think potentially, putting yourself in the right environment where you're just inundated with the information to, the habits and the goals that you have to. I mean, it's kind of hard sometimes. For example, if, I wouldn't be able to be vegan if Robbie wasn't vegan, or because like she prepares 90% of the meals on the most part, and so, but and I tried going vegan before, and I would go vegan, and she would cook salmon. I'm like, ooh, let me try some of that salmon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so she got on board. But so it's not but I, like, for example, let's think about health, or if you are in a mindset as a youth to be healthy, I think over time what happens is that your ideal health never stops being a focal point. It actually becomes more fine-tuned. Okay, what else can I do? What do I need how else can I become more healthy? Like, I never would have thought I ran a marathon before, but I think it has to do with the fact that as a youth, I was always like active, always had a focal point of just being healthy. Mm-hmm. And over time, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a marathon. Or here I am being a vegan. I'm fine tuning how to be healthy, to a point where, I've always said, I don't ever, the word diet is relative. I think we're all on a diet, whether you want to be on a diet or not.
Yeah.
But I never want to be
100.
Yeah.
1,000%.
But, yeah. And that's a lot of percent.
That's a lot of percent. Yeah.
But I never wanted to be the person that says, hey, I'm on a diet. I'm watching my calories, Mm-hmm. And so, like, look at, okay, I said health. What about money? Being I don't know, I shouldn't say being a millionaire or whatever, but I do believe like a lot of stuff could be resolved if we're introduced to it early in our informative, our mind mending years. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that, like, because then it would be just like, there would be mountains that we would not be compassing over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but the thing that, and I got a lot more to say, but like the thing about habits and goals and stuff like that it's very tricky to me is like society, without you recognizing it or not, it's influencing you to have habits by conditioning you that this is what the world is doing around you.
Yeah.
And so the world is doing this. So in a way, you're like, okay, I'm okay. I'm fine the way I am, that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's another sidebar. But like, how easy would things be if we got it early, as far as habits go? And I yield back to Mike.
Yeah. Well, you're saying some things that are great, because we do tend to talk about health a lot, because I think health is a constant.
It's everything.
It is. It's a constant thought in everyone's minds, right? But at the same time, to your point, I think it's great you brought up money. You brought up finances. You could want to be, maybe you don't even know to think about being a millionaire, right? Like maybe you don't even allow yourself to dream because you think that's so big. But at the same time, that habit starts. Literally, Mark, in the beginning, I yawned, and that's what I said. I said, I have a habit of yawning. Where's Mark? It starts, the routine, right, of a millionaire starts with one habit at a time. And then at the same time, on a spiritual level, I've said this multiple times, God won't bless you any further than what you're able to carry, if that makes sense, right? So like, God can't open the door for you to get that job if you don't have the qualifications to get that job. That's not God's job. You know, it's not God's responsibility to qualify you for something that he would bless you with, right? It takes you building up to the point. You had to go as far as you can go, and then God can kind of, you know, take it the rest of the way. But that comes with habit, right? That comes, I can't get to a place where I am financially stable if I don't first start with this small habit of not excessively spending, right? I want to make more money, but before I even work on that, let me work on the money that I have, not going everywhere. You know, like, let me see what I can cut back on, and then at that point I can make more, you know, little things like that. And here's something else too, and this is what I want to leave everybody with. We have somebody coming to take a look at our roof. We have a great roof. It's just we have tornadoes here and wind damage. But anyways, so something that hit me about all of these habits, about the idea of hacking habits to develop positive routines, something that I struggled with, that I kind of had to discover myself, that I challenge you to ask yourself, are you judging people because of their habits? And I know that's a very broad question, but are there people that appear to you to be living a better lifestyle, maybe even a lifestyle you would want to live, but you kind of judge them for their habits? I'll be the first to admit I've done this. So I didn't like, you know, I've judged people based on their social media presence, right? I've judged people based on how they approach social media with their habits. And I found that it caused me to have a hard time like living my best life, had a hard time launching things that I wanted to launch, because I was afraid, when I got down to the bottom of it, I was afraid people would judge me the way I've judged other people. So it inevitably affected me from having a positive routine in my life, because I judged other people for having positive routines. And I did not even realize that I was doing that. But I felt so convicted and bad over that, and instantly wanted to change the way I was thinking to praising people for their accomplishments, as opposed to, boy, when they get online, they have that fake voice. You know, or boy, when they get online, you know, when they talk to somebody, they immediately change their demeanor, and they like to talk about, I really, and I prayed about it, man. I was like, God, please change my thought process, because that is just a divisive thought that will keep me bound in mediocre. Because these people are out trying, and I'm sitting here being judgmental over them. Are you kidding me? You know, and I never would have pictured myself being that way, yet there I was. So I want you to evaluate your life and ask yourself the honest question of, am I judging people that deep down I would like to take on some of those routines, right? And make them my own. And change your mindset about how you see other people. Find anything and anybody's doing. I mean, whether they're self-centered or not, that's not for you to know or you to determine. Is it worthy of praise? And give it praise, and move forward. Because I don't think you're ever going to be able to develop healthy habits and healthy routines if all you do is find the negative in other people's habits and routines.
Cynicism is typically justified by self-righteousness. Mm-hmm. In other words, you make it right because, well, you don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
And to your point,
to the judgmental,
yeah,
I'm not there yet, but at least I'm not where they are.
Yeah.
That's still judgment.
It's
You're judging other people. Like, just focus on you, praise who is ahead of you. Yeah. And live a lifestyle that would maybe inspire people who might not be where you are. Uh-huh. Don't judge. You know, like, that's actually judgment. Yeah. I never knew that until what like 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. It's like, my goodness. And I pray, I honestly, God, I ask forgiveness. Yeah. I ask God for forgiveness for it.
Well, and I'll tell you this.
Were you saying that was a habit? you saying that was a habit of yours or something?
I think,
As far as
yeah,
looking social
I would
media?
consider it a negative habit myself.
What, cynicism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. Let me tell you why cynicism is actually one of the biggest thieves of your life. Why you're sitting there making assessments of people's intentions, which is wrong. You're wasting your time on developing your own intentions. You're talking about what they are, quote, trying to do on the couch.
It's a God's honest truth.
You look like an idiot.
Tell yourself
Is that harsh?
No.
Is that black and white?
Look, I was that.
Martinez, is that black and white?
No, there is no room for gray. There is no room for gray in that. No, I agree.
I'm actually sitting on the couch.
Are you judging us? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. There
Oh,
was
man.
listen, there was a time in my life that I would have never agreed to get in front of the camera like this every morning and do what we do because I would be terrified of the negative comments that may or may not come in or inevitably will, depending on, the bigger you grow, the more attention, right? But I would have never done this because of the negative comments, because I would have already known the negative comments that are coming in, because that's not that I've ever commented negatively. It was always something I said to myself.
That's a
but-
different creature. To
Yeah.
comment a negative comment, you literally took time
Yeah, to be a bad person.
to type out
Yeah,
and
like
say,
you-
this is who I am, and I think you suck.
Yeah, that's just
I
like-
hate your stinking guts. Sorry, we watched
Yeah,
Little
dear
Rascals.
Darla. No, but like
Last
I've never done that. But at the same time, I was so afraid of that. But the
Yeah.
root of that fear had to do with the fact that I've thought things about other people that have done stuff like that. I immediately went to the negative. I immediately went to the, boy, I don't think they're real. I don't think they're being
You're not
transparent.
real.
I don't think that, and,
You know,
everybody has a live recording voice, like.
The social media, first of all, never before has anyone ever been like, in front of cameras as much or in front of videos. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the parents before our parents, they never had to worry about that. So there was not that detail, that scrutiny associated with someone's behavior, their facial expressions, right?
Yeah.
And so like social media kind of like opened up this whole new door of, of cynicism, critics, and analysis that, like we didn't even like, oh, you're like, stuff was brought out of us that we didn't even know, like they can't be having a happy life like that all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
because if you're bombarded, anyway, I said that to say that with social media and all this video and stuff, the best habit that you can ever, like, in my opinion, can ever pick up is the habit of not giving a crap.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
that's true.
just
That's very true.
Put it out there and let the chips fall where they may. You know what I mean?
If you're-
Because,
yeah.
because I'm with you the same way. Like, I'm not so much as critical with other people, but I do recognize that's kind of weird, but as it relates to me putting stuff out there, I'm like, nah, it's not my good side. It's not my right, it's not my, it's not get the best camera angle or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I just that kind of stuff. But it's like if we're gonna pick up other habits with social media as far as being critical, the main habit we need to pick up is just not giving a rat's fart. You know what I mean? Like just freaking letting it go.
I want that as a
because
t-shirt.
like
We don't
the
give a
thing
rat's
about it
fart.
is like by you not putting yourself out there, you're actually detracting value that other people could get as a result of you being out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it easier said than done.
It is,
But that's how
but there
it
is a
be.
difference too. To your point, there is a difference also though in discernment, right? Like we're not talking about. There's a difference in discernment and judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't take in everything and be like, oh, they that's a different subject. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the idea of discerning somebody's spirit, in something. But I'm talking about like the lack of, that's not their real. I got tickled. Kayla said my customer service voice went to Harvard.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. People look at that and they're like, that's fake. No, it's not. It's a part of you. You know what's fake? If you say, my name is, if I said, my name is Stephanie and I have 500,000 followers on Instagram. That's not me. I'm not that person. I'm Brittany Potter and I don't know how many followers I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, be you, right? Like, I'm not lying. I'm not lying about who I am. This is who I am. This is, but if my voice sounds a little different here versus when I'm talking to him or when I'm talking to my kids or my parents, that doesn't mean I'm being fake. It's parts of me. You know what I'm saying? It's parts of me and I'm being honest at all times. Don't be, don't overanalyze yourself, right? This is all of who you are.
I will tell you this too. To your point, don't lie about who you are.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid to tell people who you're becoming.
Absolutely.
But you know what? You don't tell people who you're becoming because if you're being honest with yourself, you don't feel like you're actually doing the things to become the person that you want to become.
Yeah, see, I love that, Jason. That'll
say that again
for a lifetime, because I guarantee you that, like, if you're on that road of becoming, the picture that you take of yourself in January will be a whole lot different picture of yourself December 31st, and you will not ever have known who you could be December 31st if you've never stepped out there, take that first step, that second step,
Exactly.
And so,
exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
I may look different in my seasons, but that still doesn't mean I'm not me. By the way, I left a gold nugget.
Listen, the comments are on fire. Let me ask you some. Brittany, can you design us a t-shirt that says, I don't give a rat's fart? I will be the first one to buy it.
That's the emoji.
This is not a joke. This is not, I am serious. I want a shirt. And by the way, use the little emoji that you just did.
Here.
Martinez, look at this emoji Brittany just put on the comment. I don't know if you can see it, but it's literally the rat emoji with the wind emoji. I want that shirt.
Yeah.
If you want a shirt, inbox us your size. We'll get you pricing. We'll figure out what kind of deal we can do on this. But I want a shirt that says, I don't give a rat's fart.
Exactly. Rat's fart.
And I support this message 1,000%.
By the way, the back of it. By the way, that's a lot of percent.
Oh man, I love it. Well, hey,
man.
it's 5 after. We got a few things going on here. Man, I appreciate everyone. This has been good.
Yeah,
this has
absolutely.
been very helpful.
Judgment-free zone.
Judgment-free zone. It's fantastic. I love it. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and go out and build those habits. Go be who you want to be. Right? Go change into the person that you desire to be. Actually, I don't even who you know you are.
Yep.
You know you are that person.
Kayla,
Okay?
I quote that. I heard that from a social media follower or a social media person, and I quote that all the time. Other people's opinions of me is none of my business.
Absolutely.
It's just
None of my business.
Start it one habit at a time. They're
Your
building
thoughts
blocks.
ain't
Do
none
it.
of my business.
Yeah. Tomorrow, let's continue it.
Continue. And if you don't like the way we're going with this show, I don't give a rat's fart. Be good, people.
Be good.